According to The Guardian, producing 1 kilogram of cotton in India consumes 22,500 liters of water on average. That's almost 6,000 gallons
Okay,
of
I was going
water
to say for 2.5 pounds of
for
cotton.
2.5 pounds of cotton. Are you reading my notes?
No, I was just doing the math. Americans will use anything but the metric system.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I'm amazed that you did that in your head. Wow.
Well, I know that a kilogram is 2.5 pounds. That's all I know.
What? Okay, that's crazy. So
that's it. Don't ask me about anything else.
That fits. Okay. Yeah, 2.5 pounds. That's like what? 2 t-shirts. Yeah. 6,000 gallons of water. Jeez. So this amount of water would more than meet the daily needs of 85% of India's population for a year. And in India, 100 million people don't have access to safe water. So today we're talking about cotton swabs, the reusable option, and cotton pads, cotton rounds, whatever you want to call them. So with that, welcome to Greening Up My Act.
That was a devastating opening statistic.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god, I'm like looking at the cotton t-shirt I'm wearing and going, I feel like Schindler's List. I could have saved a million.
I mean, it's just such a crazy, crazy number. It's
well, and we think of cotton as being like so good, you know?
I know. Well, do we? I mean, it's sort of debated.
Yeah.
Organic cotton for sure, but organic uses the same amount of water.
I mean, it's just water. I mean, plants, I'm sure if we looked at anything, plants use water. They just use water.
Yeah, exactly.
But, oh my God. To make something that you're just going to throw away.
Yeah.
Right? Like a cotton ball. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Cotton swabs. And you'll also probably be a little bit sad at the number of cotton swabs that get thrown away.
Okay.
Well, merry after day of Christmas.
Yes, this is we're gonna ruin
out the day after Christmas.
Oh God, here's your Christmas present. It's Boxing Day.
Back to the real world, people. No, just kidding.
We should introduce ourselves.
Yes. This is Greening Up My Act. Okay.
Yes, this is Greening Up My Act, and I'm Kat, and
I'm Tiffany,
and we are 2 marketing writers who work to study green, quote unquote, eco-friendly, sustainable products and debunk them if they need debunking or find out if they actually work.
Yeah, because we know marketing fluff and green hooey, and we can see through it with our laser marketing vision and figure out what's real and what's not.
Yep. And we're also learning science along the way.
We're learning science.
And the metric system.
It's like my toddler. She loves to say, I did science today. She's so excited. It's so
That's
cute.
awesome.
Yeah, we're doing science today. And yeah, and we also like to look at like the cost of things. So a lot of these sustainable, quote unquote, sustainable products are extremely expensive and or they don't work at all, or they don't work better than the unsustainable counterpart or whatever. So we look at sort of the holistic picture so you can figure out what actually fits into your life. And so we can figure out what fits in our life too.
Yeah, that's the main goal. Yeah. It's actually, we just record this for ourselves.
Yeah, totally. No, that's not true. But yeah, we're trying to do the research that you don't have time to do.
Right. So. And compact it into a 45-minute microbite.
Yes. And we try to make it kind of entertaining, but
it's up for debate.
Yeah, that's not our opinion to be had. All right. So let me talk about my sources really quickly.
Okay. I
looked at the company LastObject's website. It's a funny name, but
LastObjects? Like
LastObject.
Okay. Oh, like the last one you'll ever own?
I think so. I think that's what they're going for.
Okay.
They were the source. They're the company that I looked at for this episode. The Guardian talks about cotton water usage. NIH talks about using cotton swabs.
Uh-oh. That's going to be the no-no stick.
Truly, though. Because also UNC Health article in that one of their articles, it's called "Put the Cotton Swab Down."
No.
So the no sticks.
It's the no sticks.
Tilted Map, who we're friends with on not Facebook, Instagram.
Same thing.
Yeah,
just kidding.
Ketty's her name. She's got awesome reviews of stuff and on her website, and so she reviewed LastObject she reviewed a bunch of their products. It was really helpful. And then there was a Materials Today study on polypropylene, which we'll talk about a little bit. It's a type of plastic. And Plantish is a website that talks about the wastefulness of cotton. And Going Zero Waste has a blog on homemade cotton rounds.
Ooh.
And then the Harvard Law School Forum on Corporate Governance. They have an article on the reliability of a company's carbon footprint.
Oh, I feel like this is going to be very far-reaching then.
A little bit. I'm not going too off topic, but yeah, I wanted to throw that in there because I was like, fascinating.
Okay.
I was interested.
I'm into it. Okay.
So, here we go. So, what is it? Have you ever seen or even thought of a reusable cotton swab?
No. For Q-tips?
Okay.
We have to yes. So for cotton rounds, yes. But for Q-tips, no.
Yeah. It's kind of a funky idea. So LastObject is called the LastSwab.
Gross.
And
I hate the word swab. It brings up like getting your strep throat test, when they stab you in the back of your throat. But
you don't like
I don't like to be swabbed.
Yeah. So it's basically this LastSwab is a replacement for the single-use swabs that. Sorry, I'm going to say that
swab
word.
Swab the decks, mateys. Okay, swab away.
So for the ones that use cotton, so they're trying to replace those. And LastObject, the company that I'm talking about, they estimate that there are 500, just hold your britches, 550 billion cotton swabs thrown out every year.
That's almost one per person on the planet. Okay, not almost.
How many people are? No, wait. That's more than one.
Wait, no, you said 550 billion?
550 billion.
Okay, so,
Which might even be, are they using these all over the world, though?
Yeah,
That's
it's just
a
America.
Big question. I don't know. Anyway, that's what they estimated. And I'm like, holy bejesus. That is actually insane.
Okay. So, I use one almost every time I shower. I can't lie.
Well, that's the thing. They're pretty ubiquitous, at least in the United States. I'm curious if other countries, if anybody's out there from God knows anywhere else besides the United States, let me know. Do you use these things? Is this a wasted episode for you?
Right. Well, and we have to, I'm sure you'll talk about what we use them for, because that's also important.
Yes. Get into that for sure. So LastObject is actually a Dutch company, and they launched on Kickstarter. And it's kind of a cool story because what they said on their website was that it basically didn't seem like it was like Kickstarter was a success, but then it didn't seem like they could turn it into a company, but then they launched it anyway. And they're pretty successful. So, the Dutch, they like to go for sustainability for sure. And so this LastSwab looks like a regular cotton swab, but instead of cotton on the two ends, it's a soft, bumpy bit, basically. It's got two ends. It still has two ends. One is a little bit more cone-like, and then one is bumpy and not super soft because it's made of a type of like soft plastic.
Okay.
Almost like a rubber, I imagine.
Okay.
But yeah, it's bumpy, and then you use it like a cotton swab.
Okay.
And then you wash it off with water.
Okay. So it's not like, because I was like, do you throw it in the washing machine? What do you do?
I know, you can. And actually, I think they say that that's more sustainable or like dishwasher or something that's already going. So you're not like using all this water to wash this one stupid little thing off.
Yeah.
But I just found it really interesting. I was like, I would never think to use this thing. It comes with a carrying case, and the carrying case is also made of plastic, but I'll get into the type of plastic that they use.
Okay.
Or you can just order the refill. So if it breaks, you can just order a refill, and you can just order that the first time. So you don't even actually need the case.
Okay.
In my opinion, but that's up to you.
Okay.
The case, and actually the whole thing, won a design award. So it's like really well thought out.
I'm fascinated.
I know. We'll try to post pictures on Instagram because it's a cool product and it's a really cool idea. So they have 3 different kinds. One for ears, because that's what
everyone uses them for, even though you're not supposed to. Yep.
We clean our ears out with cotton swabs. And then they have one for makeup, and then one that's supposed to be used for babies, which is strange. But we'll get into that a little bit more.
Okay.
So the LastSwab is made of fiberglass and soft thermoplastic material, which is the 2 tips, and polypropylene. So according to LastObject's website, polypropylene is a plastic that requires much less energy to manufacture and produces the lowest carbon dioxide emissions compared to other types of plastic. I was like, really? I mean, I'm always skeptical of these things. So I looked it up. And what I read in the study that I mentioned, did I mention this? Oh, yes. Materials Today. Yeah, the Materials Today study. So they said polypropylene is better than other types of plastics in terms of global warming potential.
Okay.
At least when it's used in packaging. But they looked at all this stuff, and I didn't honestly have time to look at the entire study, but I'm linking it if you want to.
Okay.
But it's still plastic, and it's still made from petrochemicals.
Okay. And it's not recyclable.
The swab is not recyclable. At least maybe, I'm not totally sure.
We know how.
The case, I think, is,
okay.
But you have to recycle it with rigid plastics. And at least in my area, that's not a curbside thing.
Okay. Yeah.
You have to take it. And I doubt everywhere accepts these, but you can, like in my area, you can take rigid plastics like laundry baskets or whatever to the landfill recycling center, and they collect them there. But I don't think you can just throw them in your bin.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like an extra step, and plus plastics recycling is a damn joke. So.
Yeah, as we know.
It's not the least funny joke on earth. But so, does the LastSwab work? Apparently, yes. Reviews are good for the LastSwab, the original one. This is for the non-makeup version. And Ketty from Tilted Map liked it in her review. She actually used it, tried it. She liked it.
Oh.
They can last over 5 years.
Oh, okay.
1,000 uses or more, depending on how hard you're digging out your ears. I don't know. And the baby version and the makeup version was less impressive to Ketty at Tilted Map. She didn't think it worked as well.
Okay.
But I think that maybe is experiment. You could experiment with it, but she just didn't seem like it worked for makeup that well. So
okay. Mm-hmm.
However, so it works for what it's meant for, but here's where the NIH comes in. So you don't need them.
Okay.
And this is going to be hard even for me, but I think I'm going to try to not use them anymore. So NIH says earwax is supposed to be in your ears. It has a mission to keep your ears healthy by trapping dust and dirt so that those things don't travel deeper into your ear.
Right.
Having a waxy coating on your delicate ear canal skin also helps protect it. So they say that your body naturally pushes old earwax out, and that using cotton swabs can push the wax deeper into your ear canal, and you can also seriously damage sensitive ear canal skin or your eardrum.
Makes sense.
Which is something I've heard before for sure.
Yeah.
In the UNC Health article, Put the Cotton Swab Down, UNC Health audiologist Patricia Johnson. Lord. Patricia Johnson. Why is that so hard? Says the ear actually has its own self-cleaning system. We have this misunderstanding that wax is a hygiene problem, but earwax is magical. Earwax is secreted from glands in the skin, lubricates the ear, and like a conveyor belt, the wax captures dirt and bacteria from the entrance of your ear canal and slides out on its own.
Okay.
So interesting.
Yeah.
I never knew this. So we don't need these things. And so that's kind of where I ran into some mixed feelings.
Okay. Yeah.
About the LastSwab, right? But it's mixed because so many people, at least in the US, still use disposable ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's get back into how easy is this to use. We like, for all of our products, we like to ask kind of the same questions. It's easy. It's apparently as easy as using a regular cotton swab, aside from cleaning it. So there is an extra step.
Okay.
And how much does it cost? So
that's the big question.
Do you want to take a guess?
Well, how much could it cost? It's a banana. I don't know, $7.
Okay. $12.
Okay.
And this is
makes sense. For one.
Yeah, for one with a case.
Okay.
This is for all variations of the LastSwab, so all three of those. They supposedly replace 1,000 cotton swabs. Amazon basic cotton swabs cost $2.72 for 500. So the cost is not really adding up because it's
4 times as much.
$5 for 1,000. So it's a difference of about $7. But you can get the refill, just the refill LastSwab for $6.50.
Okay.
I would say just do that if you're interested in this product.
Yeah,
because
where are you going to store it? I guess you store it in your next to your toothbrush? I don't know. I
mean, yeah. I would just put it in a little jar and stand it upright.
Yeah, I'm guessing that the case gets pretty disgusting.
I don't know. I would hope you would clean it out before you put it in, but
yeah,
you're just covered in wax.
You're just goopy.
You're gross. So that's what I found for LastSwab, and then we're going to talk more about is it eco-friendly after I talk about LastRound.
Okay.
So another product from the same company. So LastRound, and I'm kind of going to gloss over this one. Like I'm not going into as much detail, but
okay.
It is a replacement for disposable cotton pads. And a cotton pad is like you use them for taking off makeup, for example.
Yeah.
Like you might put makeup remover on them.
Or nail polish remover.
Or what?
Nail polish remover.
Yes, nail polish. Yeah, and we're going to talk about that too. Yeah, they're just sort of like these things that you can use for one purpose and throw them in the trash. Not a great idea because we know cotton's not great. So these disposable pads, they kind of come dehydrated, if that makes sense, but you can wet them and they turn really soft.
Oh, okay.
And then you use it and wash it right away or put it in with a load of laundry.
Okay.
Then when you let them air dry and then pop them back into their case. So it's got this like little case. It's actually poppable. They cost $16 for 7 reusable rounds.
Okay.
Plus a case. And that is supposed to replace 1,750 or more disposable rounds.
Okay.
So you can also just buy the refill so you can avoid the case if you don't need a case.
Okay.
So compared to Amazon Basic, they have 100 rounds for $2.50, which is actually double the price of the reusable ones.
Oh.
if these rounds really do last that many times, which I believe them.
Yeah.
And the refills, if you just get the refills, they're only $9. So that's like way more affordable.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm really intrigued about these. And so they're made of 30% cotton fibers, which cannot be used for clothing and are therefore a surplus material.
Okay. So they're kind of... Okay.
That's what they say on their website.
Using stuff that would be wasted.
Supposedly, yes. Yes. So 30% cotton that would have otherwise gone to waste or been turned into something else, I guess. And 70% wood fiber.
Okay.
So wood fiber is another way to say viscose.
Oh.
Yes. We talked about viscose in our first episode, I think, where we talked about unpaper towels because bamboo fabric is made using this process, and it's turned into this thing called viscose, and it's basically just a way to make wood or bamboo into a material or a fabric.
Mm-hmm.
And generally speaking, like Patagonia actually bans viscose from its products. Like they don't accept products. They don't sell products with viscose because it is quite environmentally damaging to create. But it sounds like their process is a little bit more of a closed loop system than a lot of other viscose products. Because there is a way to sort of close the loop and not let all of the chemicals spill into the waterways that otherwise would, which is one of the big reasons viscose is a problem. Or, you capture those chemicals and reuse them and all that stuff. So it sounds like even though it is viscose, they're not as terrible.
As damaging. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is still viscose, but it's not, I don't think as bad as like the random Amazon bamboo paper towels that I bought. They don't know. They're not doing anything. So,
okay.
I was like wondering about these because I was like, like you said, the thing I would use them for is nail polish remover first and foremost. And I would use them maybe for makeup once in a while. Yeah. But I was like, the main ones are white. And I'm like, that would be like, how would that work? Like, that would be such a pain in the ass. But get this. They make a black one.
Aha. There it is.
Yes. So you can use it to remove makeup and nail polish without worrying about getting all stained.
That's smart.
I don't know how the nail polish part works, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
Wondering about that because acetone, or maybe acetone-free nail polish remover. But then it like would end up in your washing machine.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of intriguing.
I wonder about that.
Yeah. So when you remove nail polish, do you just use cotton rounds?
I do. Or paper towels.
I use cotton balls, which is the same thing, but
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm intrigued and I want to try them, but yeah, I didn't buy them ahead of time because I was kind of skeptical.
Yeah, that's fair.
But because I don't know. I want to buy stuff for the podcast to test it out, but I also don't want to just like buy a bunch of shit that I'm never going to use. So
right. And just create more consumerism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus Ketty and Tilted Map like did such a good job reviewing it. I was like, we'll just use her experience.
Rely on hers. Yeah.
Yeah. So, are these products actually eco-friendly? Big question.
Yes.
The company is a B corporation, which means that in layman's terms, and I want to do a whole episode on this because I don't know enough about B corporations, but basically it is a company that is held to a higher standard than a lot of other companies in terms of treatment of their workers, in terms of sustainability and like true environmental factors and impact and sourcing of materials and all of these things. So they actually are audited by an external, I don't know who audits them, but maybe bcorporation.com. I don't know. But they're audited. So people are actually checking to make sure that they are following through with their promises. So that is a good sign.
Yeah.
And like I said, they say that one LastSwab replaces 1,000 single-use cotton swabs, and their mission is to eliminate single-use items by creating reusable, sustainable, and lovable alternatives. I love that.
Yeah.
So even though LastSwab, this is my difficulty, even though LastSwab is, well, cotton swabs in general are not a good thing to use according to health professionals, and are unnecessary, so many of us use them that I like struggled to kind of come to terms with this product, because I was like, it can do a lot of good.
Yeah.
But it's not like, if we could just teach people like, don't freaking use these things, then maybe there's hope. I don't know. But because it would be better not to buy it, not to buy any of it.
Right.
But
to eliminate. Yeah.
If you're gung ho on using a cotton swab, then maybe this is a better option. But they do also, one thing I really liked is that they partner with a nonprofit, and they remove 1 kilogram of coastal plastic waste for each order.
Okay.
So it's like a nonprofit that does that work for them, but I think it's Zero Plastic Oceans. I can't remember the name of the nonprofit, but every order they do that. So that I thought was really cool. The case is also made from recycled ocean-bound plastic. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
You're like, how do you know that? So the vast majority of ocean plastic originates within, this is a quote from their website. The vast majority of ocean plastic originates within 30 miles or 50 kilometers of the planet's coastline.
Okay.
Poor waste management within this 30-mile zone causes approximately 8 million metric tons of plastic to end up in oceans.
Wow.
Yeah, 8 million tons. Our supplier is the first company in the world to receive ocean-bound plastics certification, which was developed by Zero Plastic Oceans and audited by Control Union. So, if that tells you anything, there's a lot of names in there, but I mean, it just sounds, it's just like, they're like actually trying to make the case from
reused materials, or
not just recycled plastic, but like specific recycled plastic. So I do appreciate that. If you have to make something, which again, you don't, because it's a swab that you don't need, but that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're going to make something, it's like at least they're making it from this kind of plastic. And then their packaging is plastic free, and it's made from either FSC certified cardboard, which FSC is like a type of forest certification where it's, I don't know totally about it, but it's like they're certified that the forests are run more sustainably, or cradle to cradle, which I also don't know, but they say that both organizations make high demands on a number of environmentally burdensome processes and are both best in class when it comes to sustainable packaging.
Okay.
So their packaging is just cardboard, so it's plastic free.
Okay.
So they say that their swab is 8.3 times better for the environment. It reduces the carbon footprint by 83%, which confused me. I'm going to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do we calculate
Because I'm like, what does that mean? Like, compared to what?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, your entire carbon footprint isn't reduced by 83% because you're not using disposable swabs.
Yeah, is that like compared to like a single swab produced, or
right,
the 1,000 that you're supposed to use?
Yeah, so that was interesting. And honestly, I think some of the marketing on the website, I'll get into it a little bit, but it's kind of over the top.
Okay.
And I also think it was probably written by non-native English speakers.
Okay, yeah.
So some of it I'm like, I think it's just not well explained. But the break-even point for the swab, which means the number of times you use it before you break even on your environmental impact is 35 uses. Compared to a lot of things, that's actually pretty good.
That is actually, like you were talking about straws and things. Yeah.
Yeah, like canvas totes, I think, were like 4,000 or some shit.
Yeah.
But it depends a lot on how you wash it, right? Because that was a big thing with all the reusable stuff we looked at, is like if you use hot water to wash it, you're basically wasting your time. So if you use hot water to wash this thing, you might be hurting, like it might be much higher, your break-even point.
Okay.
But I do think they look at all sorts of things. So it's a life cycle assessment, which is something that is basically like all of these numbers I had to find. They come from looking at 22 different factors about environmental impact and sort of like smushing them all together and coming up with an average. And this is looked at by a third party. So it's not just them doing the math. They're actually like hiring somebody to look at these numbers and be like, is this right?
Mm-hmm.
So the interesting thing is, well, the LastRound is, they say that it's 24 times better for the environment when considering all of these 22 environmental impact categories. So that's a pretty big claim, right? So because their marketing is a little bit over the top, they have things like save money and the environment, which I'm like, we're not saving the environment.
No.
It's just like so over the top. I was kind of skeptical when I looked at their website because of that. They also said, like, so far, our community has contributed to avoiding more than 3,000 tons of carbon from entering our atmosphere. And I was like, what? I was just like,
how can you claim that?
Yeah, like, where's the math? Because so I actually Googled, and I did a really quick Google. So somebody else knows way more about this than I do, and we can totally look into it more. I was like, how do companies assess their carbon footprint? Like, how does
in the negative?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like what we prevented.
Exactly. And according to Harvard, as far as carbon footprint estimates go, lots of companies are doing this. But Harvard says there's a wide range of uncertainty in Scope 3 emissions measurements, which is a certain type of emissions, to the point that the numbers can be absurdly off.
Yeah. Okay. Ding, ding, ding.
So we will look into that more at a later date. But just in the meantime, know that, like, when companies are saying that their carbon footprint is blah, 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 in the negative, especially, then kind of be a little bit skeptical.
Yeah.
So they also say on their LastSwab, they have a deal for buy 4, get the 5th one free. And I'm like, isn't that the opposite of what you're trying to promote?
Well, yeah, you're supposed to have one.
Yeah. I'm like, maybe if you're giving these as gifts, but kind of a strange gift, to be honest.
Yeah.
Here's a reusable cotton swab.
I mean, I gave people menstrual cups, so what do I know?
Well, that's fair. But yeah, I was like, I don't love that, because who needs 5?
It's just more consumerism.
Exactly.
Yeah. One for each purse.
Yeah, I'm like, nobody's using this that often. So anyway, that was all made me a little bit concerned about the company. And so I emailed them.
Oh.
Especially because they have all of these claims, the carbon footprint one was one thing, but the break-even points, and they had all these, like, references to their life cycle assessments, but they didn't post them on their website.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, what the hell? I want to see these things, and I want to make sure that your numbers are right. And they responded within 1 business day.
That's quick. Okay.
I know. Actually, it wasn't even a business day. It was a weekend.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So they were very fast, which I super appreciated. And they even responded again. And I was like, hey, I want to see your life cycle assessment. And they said, for what? And I said, your last swab would be great. They actually gave me access to their Google Drive for their life cycle
fucking way.
Yes. And these are not public. And they should be, I think. There's a reason. I don't know why. They did ask me not to use them for publication. So I don't know why. It said something about non-disclosure agreements on there. So I can't actually tell anybody on this podcast what they said. But you can
we could all write in and get it yourself.
Yeah, like they'll send it to you. So they're totally fine with their customers looking at them. And so I did a little scan.
Okay.
Because I was like, I just wanted to know if their numbers were accurate. And I just was I felt like I was in some like secret, I don't know, like some little spy in their Google Drive, but they let me in. I mean, they opened the door.
Actually a journalist, but we're not journalists. But
right. We're fake journalists. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the numbers that they use on their website are accurate for the most.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, they're like pretty much spot on. I will say they did kind of conflate the top end. I'm not going to say what, but it's like there was an average of two numbers and they used the top one on one of the things, but it's not inaccurate. It's just, it's accurate. It's just like best case scenario, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
But yeah, I mean, the life, and I looked and they were vetted by people. The assessment was looked at by a third party. I looked up the third party and it seemed legitimate. So yeah, I mean, I think their claims seem to be legit.
Wow.
So
okay.
That was really refreshing, and just the ease and speed with which they interacted with me. I was like, damn, I feel like that means that they're legitimately trying and that they are probably doing their best, and they're probably a pretty damn good company.
Okay. That's refreshing.
That's what I think. Even though maybe, it's written by, like, maybe it's because it's not a natural English speaker, and so it's a little bit, the marketing's a little bit wonky sometimes. But yeah, I was like really pleased.
Okay.
Yeah. So on to my granola rating.
Okay.
And I kind of want your take on this too. Now I'm like all sweating about my granola ratings because I'm like, I go to sleep at night. I'm like, am I wrong? Is somebody going to yell at me?
I felt about that. I'm like, did I do this wrong? But okay, right. Let's hear.
But these are our opinions.
Yes. I
don't think we explained our granola rating.
No, I don't think we did in this episode.
Okay, so each granola rating, good Lord. Each episode we have a granola rating, which is just our take on all the sum of all parts and how practical, usable, whatever, good they are in
cost effective.
In like a normal person's life. 1 is soggy because you don't want your granola to be soggy, gross. Yeah, and 5 is break your tooth off, which is delicious. You obviously don't want teeth. So
who wants teeth?
5 is good, right? So I had 2 different ratings, one for the swab and one for the rounds.
Okay.
Bad news first. So I'm going to say like 2.5 for the swab.
Okay.
Which is sticky. Between sticky and chewy. 2.5 because they aren't necessary. If they were something that like, oh yeah, you got to have soap, then I would be a lot more lenient.
Right.
Although now that I say that, the rounds aren't necessary either, technically.
You can use a washcloth.
God damn it. Anyway, because I gave that a 4, just because I was like really impressed with this company and how. So I said the rounds are crunchy because they are significantly better than cotton rounds.
Okay.
But you're right, you don't need that.
I mean, this is the thing, and maybe we should start. Because that was my issue, is that I feel like I gave Beauty Counter a couple weeks ago, or Makeup One, a lower rating than I would have. Because like you don't need makeup.
Right.
We're talking about, can you live, and that is the bottom line, is can you live the lifestyle you live now and be sustainable about it? And the answer is no, we can't. We all have to make giant choices to change. Like, we'd have to give up a lot of comfort. But if we're talking about replacing one thing with another, maybe that's how we should be rating things.
Yeah.
And just kind of with this understanding that the best thing you can do to live more sustainably is to refuse to be a consumer.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to do it anyway, why not do it with this thing?
Yes. Yeah. And I would say, like, I exactly had that thinking, because if you're going to use swabs, like, no matter what, Q-tips, I could call them instead of swabs, but
swabs.
if you're going to use Q-tips anyway, like, absolutely, this would be a crunchy. Like, I would say definitely get it. Like, there's truly no reason not to that I can think of. No, just don't get the case, because that's unnecessary in my mind.
Like,
but
a dozen of them for some reason.
Yeah, don't get 5. That's ridiculous. But yeah, so if we were thinking of it in that way, like, as a replacement object for something you're going to use anyway, yeah, it's great.
Okay.
Totally do it. And to be honest, I have moments where I like wake up sometimes and I feel like my ears are like moist.
Goopy.
Yes. And it helps me be comfortable. Like, they're kind of itchy. Like, it helps me be comfortable to use a cotton swab. So
after using earphones or earbuds.
Oh, that's probably why, because I fall asleep with my earphones in.
That might do it.
Oh my God. I'm not letting my natural conveyor belt work.
Yes. My earbuds, it's like sweaty in there or something.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm like contaminating my ears. Jesus.
You should clean those too, by the way.
But some people sleep with, like, I have friends that sleep with earplugs all night.
Yeah, I wonder about that too.
I have multiple friends who do that.
We should contact some audiologists.
Yeah, this lady that they interviewed.
Ear, nose, and throat people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, if you're going to use these things, then yes, get these. Like,
okay.
Absolutely. Both of them.
Swab I'm like shopping for Christmas right now. I think actually
they would be really good gifts. Minus the swab, but whatever.
Yeah. The man I'm seeing got, I was like, somebody bought him a reusable Q-tip for Christmas and he never uses it.
Oh, see, that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's hard to buy personal care products. Like, people have bought me soap before and I absolutely hate it because it smells really intense and I'm not a smell person.
Yeah.
So it's rough because it's like a really nice thought, but this stuff might just use it. Wait, so he has one, so you just try it.
I should have just be like, can you give it? I think he used it once and then I didn't see him wash it. I don't know. He's very much a Q-tip person though.
That's funny. So he's like
ask.
Yeah, he's like it's like 8-month-old earwax on there.
Yeah, delicious. He's very clean though, so I can't imagine. He must have done something with it. I don't know.
Sounds like he would have read the instructions.
Yeah, right? Well, or at least he would have cleaned it without the instructions. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just sitting in a pool of alcohol right now. It's like
I'm going to try not using it, but if I do find myself using cotton swabs again, I'm going to get one of these. I'm going to try not using them at all to see how my ears do. Maybe it's all just psychosomatic. Is that it? It's just in my head.
Yeah, I dated an ER doctor for a while and they always say never stick anything bigger than your elbow into your ear.
Mm-hmm. Elbow?
You can't put an elbow in your ear. That's the joke. Nothing should go in your ear ever.
Wait a minute.
But you can use them to clean the outside too. You know, you don't have to stick it all the way in your eardrum.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and the baby ones, no, just don't use those. That's absurd. Babies do not need their ears cleaned out like that. And this is true of adults too, I realize now, but especially babies. Like, yes, it has a little stopper, so you're not going to stick it in too far, but like, just don't bother.
Yeah. I mean, you could use like I was going to say a Kleenex, but you could use a dry towel and just wipe out the outside of your ear too.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't have to get all up in our business there.
Yeah. But I do have real quick, like, even better options.
Oh, okay, please.
Stop using cotton swabs for your ears. No, I'm just kidding.
That.
That is number one, but we've already talked about that. Get creative if you use them for like nails, because sometimes I'll use a cotton swab for my nails.
Yeah, to clean up. Yeah.
But like, just get creative. Like, maybe try a toothpick. You can also make your own rounds if you're doing a round out of scrap fabric, which it sounds like you have some.
I bought mine off Amazon.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Of a friend like 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay,
And
but you still have them, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're made from polyester.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
I'm going to link Going Zero Waste. Their blog has a sort of a DIY instructions on homemade cotton rounds out of fabric that you already have. So
reuse
that
those
would
old washcloths.
Also, yeah, I saw one that was like really cute, and I was like, man, that would actually be a really cute gift. So if you're really crafty.
Okay.
Oh wait, it's after damn it, Christmas is over. You don't need gifts anymore.
You can always give gifts. We're gift givers.
There you go. Maybe a birthday, January birthday.
Well, maybe if you give them for Christmas to someone, you can take pictures.
I'm not making
we're recording
those.
this in November. I know.
I don't got time.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna order them for sure. I'm not making them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's like the ideal, right? The ideal state. But in reality, not everybody has hours to spend, nor the sewing skills.
Yeah.
I'm okay on a sewer.
A sewer. I've got my sewing machine that I bought just sitting in its case. I haven't even cracked it since I bought it. Like a year ago.
It happens, man. I've only used mine a couple times. So that's that.
I like it.
Okay, good.
I was my ears itch though.
Yeah, I know. I was like super pleasantly surprised by the company itself. So
yeah. Well, I did found something. So the EU did ban single-use plastics, including Q-tips.
Yes, I saw something about that too.
Yeah, in
that they're like
2021.
way ahead of.
Yeah, so that might. I mean, I'm sure that.
But that's a
Q-tip,
plastic version.
Yeah.
Like there's still cotton and paper versions.
Yeah, cotton.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, cardboard. So.
Yeah.
But that could be a solution to that too.
Mm-hmm. 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 The United States would just get its shit together.
In so many ways.
In so many ways.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
That was awesome. I do feel enlightened.
Oh, good.
I am considering getting one now. I'm like,
nice.
Because I do have a Q-tip habit.
Yeah. I think it's worth it.
Yeah. Christmas is coming.
Yeah, exactly. You can get 4, get 5th one free.
Yeah, right. For all my nephews. Stick this in your ear. I'm the bad aunt.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right. Well, if you can leave us a review.
Yes, on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to us, or YouTube.
Yep. That would be amazing. And we love you guys.
Yes. Also, what is next week?
Next week.
That was a trick question. It's our New Year, New You. Oh, no. I'm sorry. We're doing a bonus episode on green New Year's resolutions.
Yeah. So I guess the bonus would probably come out
December 28th.
Okay.
So this is into 2 days. We'll take it out on a Thursday. That's our own green New Year's resolutions.
Yes.
Then our last one of the season is New Year, New You. Dry shampoo is the devil. We've already named it. We haven't recorded it yet, but we're going to talk about dry shampoo.
Oh, I'm so excited. I love how we accidentally / sort of plan to end on like the real kickers of the season.
Yeah.
I like that anticipation.
Yes.
Man,
wait for it.
I'm so pumped and scared, but it'll be great.
Well, hopefully I find that we're all not going to die.
Yeah.
Dry shampoo I use it all the time, but I'm going to review Batiste, which is the brand
so
I use.
Interesting. Okay. Pumped. Yeah, and then we're going to take a break, but we still have a couple episodes before then, so.
Yeah. Plenty of time. Yeah, so let us know what you think of us in a review. We'd love it.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay, bye.
Bye.